Are you tired of this part of your column going the wobble wobble when you get in? Yeah, me too. Let's do that. Alright, back in the Fiero. So I've already taken off the horn button. A lot of guys have got this issue going on with their car too. So we're going to go ahead and disassemble this. This is a common problem that GM Saginaw columns have after years and years of use. The tilt bowl screws under all of this stuff inside here, they get loose. So we're going to go ahead and tighten those. Usually there's a couple things that cause it, either pulling on this, getting in and out of the car, or when you pull the tilt lever and let the wheel go up, you just let the wheel slam up and eventually it loosens those screws. So all you gotta do is tighten them. It's really not that hard. But while I'm in here, I decided, somewhere around here's the keys, that this key is starting to get razor thin and I'm not a big fan of it. So I'm just gonna change the lock cylinder too, which you gotta take it out anyway. So let's go ahead and do that. Pop this ring off of here. Not too many specialty tools that you need. I don't know if I have a 13/16 solder. Let's find out. Oh, look at that. Okay, so what we're going to want to do, you're going to need a socket wrench though. I grabbed a handful of stuff just guessing because it's been a while since I've done one of these. So I may have to end up going to get some tools and stuff, but... Oh yeah, those are always cranked. There we go. You would think, just pull on the steering wheel, it comes right off. Yeah, not so much. There is a special tool you're going to have to use to pull the wheel. Okay. Put that there. Steering wheel puller is somewhere in the car here. I got stuff all over the place, so excuse me if I'm searching. There's a couple screws there. Okay. So what we're going to want to do, let's put one of these in first. See if I remember what size they are. Oh, look at that. This works for pretty much any GM column from the 80s that's tilt. The only difference that you get on some of them is the airbag, which thank God these don't have. They're not hard to pull out though. It's basically the same steps, you just got to remove the airbag. Kind of want these to be even a little bit. I don't want it pulling out at an angle, but I don't think I brought a socket wrench for that. Let's find out. Is that the right size? Oh my God, it is. Do that again. Should just start tossing this stuff on the floor. Get that in there a little tighter. Oh, let's just add a burr. Alright, that's better. Okay, got this tightened all the way so it's snug. You just start tightening it. It might pop. Oh, it's getting easier already. I think the wheel already popped. Cool. Sometimes they go doing and they come off. Sometimes they don't. Oh yeah, look at that. Right off. So we'll move that out of the way. Get a leather wrapped wheel. I don't know if I brought my screwdriver out here or not. I thought I did, but maybe I didn't. Those are keys. Those aren't going to help. What is this? That's a socket. That's a phone. Somewhere around here. There was a screwdriver. Haha! It's been a while since I've popped these out. Quite some time. This screwdriver is way too big for this, to be honest. I should have grabbed a smaller one. Because that's popped. It's clipped on right here. You can kind of see the... that's interesting. That looks like paint. It's like someone almost painted this. Wonder why they would have done that. Yeah, see, I can't get in there with a wheel or a screwdriver this big. Really didn't want to break it. Didn't want to break it. Yeah, we're going to have to get a screwdriver. Well, in that case, we will be right back. Okay. Little flat plate screwdriver action there. And it looks like... paint. Nice. Gotta love it. This side is kind of jammed. It's just got a lip on the back side of this plastic ring that gets stuck behind what's looks like the lock plate almost. Which that's another special tool you're going to have if you're going this deep into the column. Oh yeah, jammed. There we go. Is a lock plate tool, which I'll show you here in a second once we can get this piece of plastic off. It seems to be kicking my butt right now for some stupid reason. It's popping, it's just not coming off the ring. It's right there in the corner, right here. There we go. Stupid thing. All right. This lock plate here. You have to depress this down to get this little tiny little ring. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but right here, this little ring. That is what holds this in place. I'm actually going to need a couple picks, because once this is depressed, you can't just grab it with your fingers, which would be nice, but you can't. This, which I've had this thing for, as you can tell, quite some time. This thing has been around the block. Probably had this thing 30 years. And it's been used on countless cars. Not even sure you can buy KD tools anymore, but that's what it is. It's an old KD. Let's get that on there. Okay. So, I don't have a wrench in here, do I? That's too big. But is that too big? It's not deep enough, so we're going to need a... Is that the right size? No, it's not. I believe we are going to need a wrench. Yeah, that's too big too. What size is that? Okay, so we're going to need a wrench for this. I'm going to go get a couple picks. We're going to take that out. This has got to come off. This has got to come off. This has got to come off. And then underneath all of that, the canceling cam and everything, all that kind of stuff, the cruise control switch, there are 4 screws, and those bolt this tilt bowl assembly to the main part of the column, which is what makes it loose. So moving in that direction, it looks like it's only 2 of them that are probably really loose, but we're gonna tighten them all anyway. So let me go grab some picks and a wrench for this, and we'll get this off. All right, there we go. Let's get your finest 9/16. Yeah, that's enough. Shouldn't take much more than that. You just got to get the tension off of this ring. Oop, let's not be dropping stuff now. Now if I can get behind it, which is always fun with the lock plate tool in the way. There we go. I used to be able to do this really well with just a couple really small screwdrivers back in the day, but I'm not sure that you can really see what's going on here with the tools in the way. Yeah, see. Let me rotate that around. Let's get... Probably shouldn't be touching the horn. Huh? Probably should have taken the battery off. Where's the fun in that? Let's go ahead and live on the edge. There we go. Okay, and once you get it out, you just walk it around. Should have brought my other pick. That's okay. We'll get this bad boy out of there. This little ring does have a buttload of tension on it. I mean, it does its job really, really well. Ah, there we go. There it goes. Oh, of course I let it go. All right. Get it on. And we'll just walk it around until you get it off of that groove. Like that. I can pull that out. And I keep scaring myself because I'm an idiot. Let's pop it out of there. Come on. Come on. There. Oop, I need a wrench. Let's go ahead and get this off. I can let the tension off because there's a pretty good sized spring below this lock plate, which is what that little ring is holding in place. Get this off of here. After 25 minutes of threading it, there we go. And there we go. Lock plate successfully extracted. This is the horn plate. Oh, that's nice. There's paint on it. Interesting. Okay. Now, I know it's going to look all kind of, what the heck is all of that going on in there, but as you can see, yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. You got your turn signal, your high beam lever comes off of there, the tilt's on the bottom, but we need to get this off first, which is a standard Phillips screw up inside here. Except this one is too big, I think. But that's okay. We got this guy, which I normally don't use for stuff like this. But, I mean, hey, you gotta use what you gotta use, right? So, small Snap-on makes it ratcheting screwdriver. These things are great. Okay. I don't want to be losing pieces parts, so we're going to keep this whole thing. Wouldn't mind getting a new one, to be honest. This one's a little rough, little beat up, but I mean it still functions. Nothing wrong with it, just the letters are all worn off. But I wouldn't mind getting a new one of these days. Maybe somebody will repop those. You never know. Oh, Phillips. Oh, I set that over here. So we got this lever that goes to your turn signal canceling cam. There's a lot going on inside this column. It's kind of impressive that somebody sat around and engineered all this. It looks complicated, but once you finally figure it out, this will come off. There we go. It's just a little lever. Got a little grease on it. Goes inside here. See, now this will just flop around and not do nothing. All right, now there should be 3 Phillips screws, if I remember correctly. There are 4 the canceling cam. And this is where it gets interesting, because sometimes the wires are long enough to let you pull this whole thing out. Sometimes they're not. And I might hit the horn a couple times. We'll see. Maybe we won't. Maybe we will. It's always an adventure. So let's get that bad boy out of there. Let's see. Am I loose enough? Yes, I do. 1, 2. That one could be tough. 3. Put those down there. We don't want to lose them. Canceling cam, which I want to center again. There we go. Pull the spring. Yeah, see, the wires are really tight. I may have to pull the column cover just to get this to, yeah, they're real tight in there. Can I even get to the screws? Nope, because I got to get to all of that. They're right under there. If I can get, they are under here, but they're pinched between, yeah, they're pinched in there. So I think I'm going to have to, yeah, there's just not enough. Oh, wait. No. They moved a little, but not enough. I don't even think I can get to the tilt screws from here. See, there is the key buzzer, and there's the lock cylinder, so I can get those out. No, maybe. I might be able to get all. I might be able to get to all that because it's those torque screws. So I might be able to get to them. It'd be better to remove this, but if I can just get to those 2 torque screws, it'd be fine. Let's get the horn buzzer out of there. If I can get my fat fingers in there again, because that's got to come out. This just pulls. Which this has an issue working right now. Anyway, the key's got to be pushed pretty in hard, or pretty in there. There we go. That right there. That's your key buzzer. And I need the Torx bit, which I should have. Maybe in here. I keep some Torx bits in this bad boy. And they're not big enough. No. Not even close. Okay, no problem. No problem. Yeah, we're gonna have to go get some Torx screws. I think I can get everything out without disassembling this. I might not be able to. I mean, I can get to 3 of them. This one, I only have 3. I can't see the 4th. That's okay. We're gonna get those out. Yeah, getting to those tilt bowl ones though are gonna be tough. Well, we're gonna change that at a minimum, which I can get to that with the bit that I've got. I think. I thought I had another Torx bit. I think it's that one. So if you ever want to know how to take your lock cylinder out, this is how you do it. There's 1 screw. That's it. That is what holds your lock cylinder in. That's all. That's all it is. Which I do have a new one, and I have a new key, because I did not want to be screwing around with that key that is razor thin. I just don't trust it anymore. Same style key, obviously. Of course, I probably won't even go on this one. Nah, this one's pretty worn. This thing's been pretty beat, too. But, typical GM style. Yeah, as I drop it. Yeah. lined up. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Push that in. There we go. Getting that to stay in, though, sometimes is a colossal pain. There it goes. Like that. Like that. That. Will not turn that way. I wonder why it won't go back right now. What's happening? Why won't that go back? By the way, here's something that's kind of cool. So as you turn this in, you see this pin go in. That is what locks your steering wheel. When you pull your key out, this pin comes out, locks into that lock plate, and locks the steering wheel. So that's how that functions. It's pretty cool. But for some reason, it won't go backwards now. And I don't know why that is. So I'm going to have to find out if it's something to do with this or something else. I'll be right back. Well, it has come to my attention that a chunk of this video seems to be missing, where the other screws are tightened. So unfortunately, I can't show you those, but I guess I can show you the rest of what happened. So I guess let's get back into that, and it gives you still pretty much the idea of how to tighten the 4 tilt bowl screws. Not sure what happened. Maybe I was just not being smart that day and hit record. I don't know. But anyway, so I guess 1 out of 4 is not bad. Oh, maybe it is. I don't know. Anyway, back to the video. All right, now that we got those 3 done, I got one more. One more. And I should have left it down here. Yeah. So it's not too bad. See, extending the wires did make a big difference, as we saw there. So let's go ahead and make sure this doesn't happen again. Red might be overkill, I'll tell you right now. Typically blue is kind of what you want to do. But, I mean, if you think about it, how many more times do you really plan on disassembling your column down to nothing? You know? Probably none. So, let's get this last one in there. I don't know if you can see it. The last one. This is why we save the easiest for the last. It's all the way down there. But yeah, I mean, all 4 of them are the same. There's no difference in any of them, so. Okay. Put that back on. Good old E-Torx. It's a pain to get to these 4 bolts, but there we go. That, yeah, see that? Rock solid. Now, we're just going to reassemble it and put all this happy stuff back together. Shouldn't need that now. I'm kind of all in an awkward position here. We don't want to forget to put that back in, because that could be bad. So, of course, everything's going to fight me now because of gravity, but, you know, that happens. Actually, I should probably just put this on here first. Should be enough grease to hold it in place. Or not. Maybe not. Let's see if that might help a little bit. Now that it's much, much stiffer. That should go. So now I've just got to line up 400,000 little things. Let's push that in maybe. Oh, I'm just a moron. See that? Not paying attention. Look what happens. Goes that way. That's what happens when you don't pay attention. When you're trying to look at 15 other things at once. And that'll go right there once we put the bowl back on. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Lock, that's still in good shape. Everything else is in good shape. I don't think I need anything else. I put the big bowl back on. Hey, look at that. That is the original number. Isn't that cool? Still on there after all these years. Alright, let's get this line back up. This is the fun part, is getting everything lined back up. It's always kind of a colossal pain because you're fighting 15 different angles all at the same time. Yeah, something is funky on the bottom side. There we go. Kind of want to put that up, might help a little bit. It's hard to tell. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there we go. That's better. And then those 3 screws go back in to lock this cover back on top. We'll get the lock cylinder and everything back in there. Now I just got to find where I did with all the screws. So everything got kicked down here on accident. What is in my hand? Oh, yeah. I don't want that. That's not till later. Lock cylinder should be 3 Torx screws. Not those. Those are the regular ones. Oh man, this is what happens when you have stuff everywhere. That's the lock cylinder. I got tools all over the place. Probably should have cleaned this mess up, huh? Okay. 1, 2, 3. That one there. That one there. That one there. And straight here in a second. Where is the Torx socket? I'm going to put this in by hand first. This is the one time you do not want to be stripping screws, okay? This would be bad. I'm trying to get it so you can kind of see. I know the camera's not in the greatest position, but my hand is actually probably in the way more than they're not. We're going to snug these. You don't have to crank these too tight. All it does is hold this cover up. You still want them tight, but you don't want them, once again, general torque them out of tight. I said there's a lot of engineering inside this column. It's kind of amazing how small this column is with all the stuff that's going on inside of it. So that one, and that one. Okay, there's those 3. Let's get that out of the way now. Oh yeah, that feels a lot more solid. Lots more solid. All right, let me get the bracket on the bottom and get that tied back up. It's just the reversal of what we did earlier, so don't need to really show that again, but I will come back when we're buttoning up all the 400 little parts that go inside here. Okay, let's see if I can get my light to, there we go. That screw there is what holds in your lock cylinder. Good to go. Now this cavity here, this spring has to be down, and that is what holds the key buzzer in place. Not sure if I can get to it with one hand, but I'll try. Yeah, there we go. That just kind of sits in there. So when you put the key in, there's a little piece on the lock cylinder. If I have the old one here. There's the old one. This little green piece here protrudes down and connects these two, puts it to ground and makes it buzz. So there we go. The lock cylinder is in. Now I gotta get that in there. It's hard to do with one hand. I was trying to do it the other way, but didn't work out so well. So yeah, 3 screws on that. The spring that goes there, the arm that goes from here to here is down here somewhere, right there. There's the hazard switch, the cover. Obviously that goes right there. There's a bug flying around in here. Okay, but yeah, once you start putting it all back in, it starts to get kind of nice. I can pull these wires back taut. There we go. See, it puts it right back where it's supposed to go. Cool. Your hazard switch goes here, which I can probably do one-handed. Let's find out. Oh, no, there's no way. Okay, so I need to put a screwdriver in that. All right, let me grab my screwdriver, and I'm going to put these 3 screws back in. There's one behind here, which you kick this down for. One here and one here. I'll try to get that on camera, too. Okay, now the column is lock solid. Just put the new lock cylinder in. We're going to go ahead and try to readjust that. Put the lock bolt back in for the new lock cylinder. There we go. Shouldn't need Torxes anymore for that. So put that away. All right. Now you want this. I'm not sure if you can really see too much from the angle that we're at here, but such a pain to get that back in there. And of course I dropped it, because that's how it goes. Okay, so let's get this back in here. And this is just screwing into plastic, so you want to be careful. You don't want to go like crazy. If it doesn't go in easy, then don't force it. Which I'm once again using the wrong stupid screwdriver, because I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. Somewhere around here. What did I do with the bit? Nice. Okay, so inside here. Yeah, that's what I get for trying to put away tools too early. Keep that in mind, kids. Don't put away your tools till you're done. Let's just tear it apart. There we go. And yes, I've got a little bit of masking tape jammed on these, not because they don't stick inside this, because they do, but I was using them for another project inside of a 1/4 inch socket wrench. And I needed to work upside down. Uh-oh. Still work. Seems a little loose though. Yeah, that is. It should go all the way down. Helps if you use the right size bit. This one might be too big. Because of course you can't see in there. Because that would make life easier. And who wants easier, right? Gotta make things tough. So we're doing this live so you can see all the mistakes. Me grabbing the wrong tools. Okay, so when that's locked down, yeah, it still seems a little bit loose. That's the thing, if you don't want to go, like I said, you don't want to go cranking these. I'm pretty sure it was this one. Oh, nope, it's bottomed out. We're good. Okay, cool. So we're going to leave that alone. Now we got 3 screws. These should be Phillips screws. And of course, they are. Imagine that. So one goes right there. Hopefully you can see that. I might want to use a screwdriver to get that one started, because it is kind of a deep hole to get that into. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Turn the turn signal down to get exposure to the hole up top. Let's get this one. Hopefully you can kind of see what's going on there. I think the end of this screwdriver is a little worn out. Let's try that. Oh yeah, that's much better. There we go. That's probably not the best camera footage, but hopefully you can see what's happening. Okay, canceling cam is in. Then you've got the lever that attaches to said canceling cam. This one's more of a feel thing. You'll know when it's in the right place, because that kind of just falls where it's supposed to go. This one has the big screw with the big head on it. Align that there. Once again, snug. Cool, everything works there. That leaves us with the horn and the canceling cam. I probably should check this now, huh? Hey, imagine that car runs. Alright, cool. Take that out. Alright, cool. That's all there. That's good. Good to go. Now we want that. And that does turn on this ring to make continuity with that, which gives you your horn, and there's a button that goes inside there, which obviously attaches to up here. So, but we'll get to that in a second. If I can remember what order that goes in now, because... Oh, I'm a dummy. Ha ha. There we go. I'll make it a little easier if that's not being pinched. Okay, we'll try that again with a battery that's not completely dead. Let's see if you can see what's actually happening on the column here. So, get that back on. Horn button underneath. But the lock ring's just kind of sitting here a little loose right now. But we got to get this back on, so... Gotta get that pressed back down, otherwise it ain't going nowhere. It's been such a long time since I've had to do one of these. Keep forgetting just how many moving parts there really are. Alright, so we need, and I don't know where the other screwdriver is. There we go. Let's use this stuffs. Don't want to use that one. All you need to do is press this all the way down. Once you get it around, if I can see what I'm doing, get it around that body. This is probably the hardest part of doing this, is getting this ring back on, and I wouldn't even call this super hard. It's just kind of a pain. It's more of a inconvenience more than anything else. Let's see here. Because once it gets to where it's got to go, it snaps in place and it ain't coming back out. God, I wish I could. Let's try it that way. Get on the edge there. There we go. I don't know if you can really see it on the footage there, but yeah, it's going down. There it goes. A couple pigs. There it goes. See how it snapped in place? Right up in there. So now this can come off with, once again, your finest 9/16. And that is what holds this lock plate in place. It might be time to invest in a new lock plate tool, huh? What do you think? That one's been around the block. It's definitely not a spring chicken. Alright, that's back in. Now you've got your plastic cover, which obviously lines up with that. Just kind of kick it around the edge of the lock plate, because all it does is just kind of sit here. It keeps dust out. It's not really like it's detrimental to everything. That side's a little tricky to get back in. Yeah, nice crackage going on there. That's good times. You can see that edge. I just can't get it around the plastic. No, that ain't gonna do it. Probably should have hooked this side first like I usually do, but that's okay. Right in there, can't really tell. That's gotta be. That just doesn't look like it from over here. Alright, seems like it's on there pretty good now, except for all this paint that I don't know why it's there. That's on, that works. New lock cylinder, tilt works, pretty sweet. Now we're definitely going to want to put this back on, because it could be a little hard to drive without it. So let's get my tool out of here first. And that didn't last. Yeah, they never do. Get that off. Pull the tool out. Put that back away. Pull that back away. This only lines up one way because of the horn situation. It goes on nice and tight. Doesn't really matter what direction that goes on because it's, you know, just a bolt or just a nut. Get it on there. And somewhere in my mess of stuff in here, I have the correct socket. Oh, we don't want to use power on this. This you want tight. There we go. And then we got the ring, which I believe somewhere in here. Let's go ahead and get these on my snap ring pliers. Come on, you're right there. Thank you. Call that the Manus clip for obvious reasons. Too far. Too far. Right there. Yeah, see? Looks like a praying mantis head. Alright. That's back on. That leaves us with the horn contact, which just goes in and twists like that. So now that's in place. Everything's back together. Column is nice and solid now. And the horn button, which I will inevitably honk when I put it back in. Oop, maybe not. Oh, look at that. Oh. Wasn't that special? Something ain't hooked up right. Oh. See, it does it to me every time. Every time. Gets me every time. Yeah, there it is. Column is locked solid now. See? 4 bolts after you get to 37 other bolts. And now, when I put the key in, it immediately dings instead of me having to like really jiggle the key. So yeah, that's nice. So now I got a new key, which is cool, because I'm going to rekey the doors to match the new trunk lock cylinder. So I'm going to pop the doors out eventually here, and we'll do an episode on that. But that's all it really takes to get your column nice and solid again. See like that? It won't. Yeah, it's not moving at all, other than, you know, the regular flex that it's going to have. Before, this thing was kind of all over the place. That's really kind of what it takes. You know, you got a little bit of time and a handful of just regular hand tools. Snap ring pliers make your job easier. Obviously, you need the lock plate tool and the steering wheel remover. Other than that, though, you don't really need anything super special to do it. It does make it easier. Some cars you can, like I was saying, when you pull that canceling cam, you do have enough wire to pull it and drop it down so you can pull this plastic cover off. Some you don't, so that's why I had to pull, or why we had to pull this cover down there to loosen a couple bolts and just kind of pop that harness and just kind of feed it up a little bit so this can hang. So you don't have to actually remove it. I know a lot of guys say you absolutely have to remove it, but you don't. You can just move it out of the way and then get to those 4 bolts. But once you get to that, now it's solid. It actually feels, it's smoother to move up and down now too. And with red Loctite on there, they're not going anywhere. There's no way they're going to come loose anymore. I mean, you could go back to, I guess, abusing your column by letting it slam up, but I don't do that anyway. I always grab it like that and just kind of lift it up. So there you go. Yeah, there's another one down. Let's see what else. What other kind of trouble can we get into